Hello everybody and welcome to my YouTube channel, Dream of Crafts. My name is Deanna and we'll be working on week number 34 of my 52 weeks of Christmas. And I thought I'd change it up a little bit. Instead of a Christmas decoration or craft, I think we're going to work on a few small gifts that you'll be able to make and give to friends and family and co-workers, teachers if you have kids in school. And what we're going to start with first is a desk set. So we're going to start with a pad holder here. It's going to hold their pads of their post-it note pads. So I have cut two pieces of chipboard, and they are 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And I've also cut one at a 1/2 inch by 3 1/4 inch. And this is just a scrap piece of priority mail, the envelope that I got, and I don't throw them away. When I get them, I just kind of shove them in with my other craft supplies. And I thought this would be nice for this because this is will help, I think, help keep it from breaking too fast. It's going to be worked open and closed quite a bit, so I thought that would help. I have pre-taped these, and I have my ruler sitting here. I'm going to come in 1 inch, and this is 9 1/4 by, what is this, just a little over 4 inches. So it's not going to be your typical 1 inch all the way around like we would with our mini albums, but it's going to give enough to make us be able to fold this over like we would a mini album. So we will be doing this post-it note holder, a pencil holder. I'm going to come in here 1 inch, and I have my ruler set at a 1/2 inch. And I'm just going to set that down there like so and press it. And I'm going to take my 1/2 inch piece here. I'm going to add a little bit of glue here to this piece because it was a little bit, the tape was a little bit narrower. And we're going to go about 1/8 of an inch for that one. That down. And we're also going to do a picture frame. Now Tammy Merrill with Country Craft Creations did a video on, she did a post-it note holder, and I think it was a little pizza box, and then the frame that we're going to do. She did a video on those about a year ago. I'm going to come in and do another about 1/8 of an inch here. All right, perfect. And so she has a video on that. Now I made post-it note holders years ago. I used to do craft fairs, and I would make mine using balsa wood, and it was before we had what we would call chipboard nowadays. And then I would use leather on them, different colors of leather, and then decorate them that way. And they held up pretty nice because it was wood and leather. So now with the chipboard, makes it a lot easier. So I'm going to kind of bend this, get this shaped here. I'm going to trim that down just like we would our mini albums. I'll be able to see that. I don't know who that is. Oh, I'm doing a video. Can I call you back? All right. Okay. Just my daughter. I did not let her know that I was doing a video, and I usually do. All right. So I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to snip these down. Now Bobby Weaver does hers this way, and I think, pretty sure Tamra Merrill does too. And she also has the Country Craft Creations site. So I'm going to trim those like that. Trim those off for just a little bit. And this is how they do theirs so that they don't have any problems with their corners. So it's just a little bit. Doesn't have to be a lot, just a little bit. And we'll do the same thing with the, there we go. All right, so let's go ahead and put some glue on there. You can use your tape too. I have tape all along the edge there. Hoping this glue will hold it. You can see my score tape there. All right. Yeah. And this will be a nice little dust. You could do them in different ones for younger people too. Makes it nice so that I'm going to peel this back so this tape will show too. There we go. Get the tape down there. There we go. Okay. Should have cut this a little bit short. There we go. All right. So, but should be plenty sticky. Yeah. And that tape will help hold that. Let's spin this a second. There we go. And I think with this on there, that's going to help that a lot. Bend and stuff. So, all right, let's go ahead and pull this down. Now we're going to attach this to our, this is regular cardstock. It's textured cardstock. I believe it's basil. And I cut this down to accommodate this here. All right. Peel that away. And we're going to set this on there. It don't have to be exact. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. It'll be fine for this. Let's go ahead. We'll start bending that up, getting that used to it. Yeah. This. Let's just stick to my tape there, but I want to be able to trim this off yet too. So there we go. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to come in here and get little pieces of this tape on here. All right. Cut away just like we did before. I'm just going to, I don't want to push that down too hard because I don't want that to, I don't want that to fold over on there. I'm going to do this side too here. I can kind of see don't know if you can see, but I can kind of see without folding it all the way over that I need to trim that just a bit. Oopsie. I'm going to go ahead and fold those long sides over, and then we'll trim down the short sides there. Remember, we have sticky tape right there already. All right. Just like so. Press that in there a bit. I'm going to kind of get that bending, just like so. Break the fibers, get them kind of used to being bent. All right, now we can come into this one and we can see, here we definitely need to trim a little bit here. That one looks good. Here we can come out and trim that. And then also this one here. I'm going to add our glue. There we go. Okay. All right. So now see, this pad will fit in there. We're going to cover that too, but this will fit in there very nicely. Okay. So let's go ahead and cover the inside of this. I don't have a scrap piece for that. I do. I'm doing this one or nope. All right, I'm going to cut the advertisement part off of there. And then this should be wide enough. Let's see here. It is. Yeah, I think that'll work. I'd also like, whoops, I'm going to cut this down to heights too. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball that sole here. And giving me about 1/8 of an inch right in there. I want to add some ribbon to this too. Help keep it closed. Then we'll go ahead and decorate. Now for this, I'm just going to add glue, and we're going to let that tack up before I mess with it too much. Ooh. All right. Get the glue going there. On the outside, we'll decorate with coordinating papers that we're going to use for. Now the back of this is rounded. It makes it real nice to get in those little grooves there. All right, I'm going to let that set up a second. I just wanted to kind of stretch that paper just a little bit. Kind of get it used to the idea that it's going to be bending. All right, let me grab some lace. Let me see. Everyday red. Let's see if we've got some. Oops. Let's see. Yes, I do. I have some pretty pink ribbon there. I think that will work. All right. Okay. Oh, whoops. Goodness gracious. Sounds like I'm taking the house down, doesn't it? All right, I need a lighter. Okay, here we go. I'm going to cut a piece for each end of this so we can tie it. This side to, now this is just satin ribbon, and that's why I'm going to kind of, oops, the wind is there, burn it, and it seals those edges. Doesn't work for all ribbon, but it works for this engrossed grain ribbon. All right, so we're going to put that in there like that. And then when we decorate the inside, that will be covered. So I'm going to, I think I want to, let's see here. Got a brand new bottle of fabric tack glue. I picked it up at Hobby Lobby on clearance today. $13.99. I got it for $3.74. So I think that's pretty good savings, right? Been wanting to try it. I've tried their other stuff, but I haven't tried the fabric tack one, but I see a lot of people using it, so it must be pretty good. And I'm just kind of eyeballing the center there. There we go. There. Let that tack up a little bit. Get that glue off of there. Let those tack up, and then we'll come back to that and decorate while that dries. Let's go ahead and start on our can here. Now this is just a regular can. It's been washed. It may have been SpaghettiOs or something like that. I'm not quite sure. So I've cut some paper to fit inside, and how I did that is I just laid it on my paper, and I went to, actually no, I did not. I put my ruler inside, measured, so I knew exactly how tall I had to be, cut my height, and then rolled it to the side I wanted to see on the inside, and then marked it. So now I went in and I stretched it out really good, so I knew it was tight up against that wall, laid it down, held it with my thumb, and put a mark there. Now I'm going to take this out and find my mark. So there it is, right there. So I'm going to add glue up to that, and then that is where my circle has to come to. And then the rest we will use the fabric tack to tack it inside the can. You can use hot glue. The only problem with this hot glue is that it hits that metal and it dries quite quickly. So I'm going to bring this right in here. I want that to be right up against there, like so. It should line up pretty good. Put it inside the can just to double check. That's a tight one. There we go. And we want it tight. We don't want it loose. So it's the way it is. There we go. So that was that easy. Now I don't need to adhere that inside there. That will be fine. Nothing's gonna make that not stick. So we were gonna leave that like that. Now my next piece I took and I'm using, it is Attic Charm, and it is Blue Fern Studios, and its Attic Key was the paper that I'm using. It's really pretty, and then that's the back's kind of a minty green. So I've cut it down. I've laid it down on my paper, and I measured, and I marked it, and then I cut it down, and then I have distressed the edges and kind of curled them. And then I also have a piece of, this one is Wedding Bliss by Echo Park, and it just had some really pretty words on it, you know, so I thought that would be nice. So I'm going to stick that down on there. This is going to end up looking like an open shirt almost. Let's go ahead and use this fabric tack glue and see how that holds that down. Okay. All right. Let me just barely down from the edge. I took some black StazOn ink and kind of tapped it on that edge all the way around the top edge there. There we go. Let's see if that's going to hold. I'm not sure. Like I said, I have been wanting to try fabric tack. I see people use it all the time, but I might have to use hot glue. Let's see what happens here. There we go. Feels like it's holding. I think it's holding pretty good. Okay. So now this one's going to wrap around like this, and we're going to attach that right to there. Now, the bottom part is going to get, okay, this part here is going to be covered with decorations and stuff, so that's why I'm not worried about that being in the front. So I'm going to try this fabric tack glue again. Okay. Getting about right, just a little bit down from that edge there, just so it barely shows. Okay. I'm hoping this works because I don't want to have to. The hot glue on this is fine, but man, when it hits that metal, like I said, it dries very quickly and sometimes leaves bumps in your projects, and I don't like bumps in my projects. I'm going to curl that back down. See, like it's okay. I'm going to add just a bead of hot glue right on there, just to. I bought a new glue gun today. Let's see if this one's working, but I did buy a new one today while I was out because I have been having trouble with it. Okay. And that will hold while the fabric tack dries up. There. And I also I distressed the edges, and then I edged it with my walnut stain. It's a Ranger ink, Tim Holtz. So there we go. That's what it looks like. Kind of pretty there. Now the flowers I've picked out are a mix. I've got some petaloo flowers. I've got some flowers I got at clearance at Hobby Lobby today. $4.99, they're $1.24 instead of $4.99. They're kind of, these ones are like tissue paper. And then I have these ones which are Bella Boos. So I would kind of like a big one in the center. So, excuse the noise here. But like I said, I mean, now if you did these for a man, you could do more of something more manly. Of course, you could use, man, you could use screws or anything, you know, just to decorate with. Okay. All right, I'm going to go to my new glue gun because that one is not working. So there we go. There we go. All right. I'm going to set that kind of right in the middle there. All right. So now these ones have a wire on the back, so I've got my nippers here. I'm just going to nip that off, fold it over, and this glue gun here has its own little stand, as you can see. Built in, you can take it off of there, but I thought that was kind of nice to try. I think I do want to try a couple of these too. Like I said, I took a pink one out and they almost feel like tissue paper. Real tissue paper. First I thought they might have been fabric, but then when I took it out of the package and felt it, I thought, oh yeah, that's definitely tissue paper. So we have to use a couple of those. Bring in some creams and oopsie. Go. And I just thought rather than to give you a little head start to start some of your little projects for gifts and stuff, because they can be quite time consuming. So I'll give you a head. And you could make it this for, it doesn't have to be for Christmas, you know, it could be for a birthday or any type of holiday. Nice dust up. I even thought, you know, maybe the younger people maybe. Don't need that stem on there. So I'm going to cut that off. A couple leaves on it. And I want to add, now since there's music notes on the inside, I have these little music notes. These are from AliExpress, and I'm just going to add one on here just to symbolize that, get that in there. And I'm just going to tack it on with hot glue carefully there. And we're just going to put that down there like that. And then I also have these ones, and I thought a key, because there's a key on the paper, I thought a key might look good in there too, so maybe we'll add that. That side's pretty, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Oops, sakes. Yeah, I kind of do like it there, even though that music note's on the other side. So let's go ahead and add some hot glue on this. Just like so. There we go. And I think I'm going to bring another small rose in there. So, I got glue strings all over me. All right. Maybe I'll save that pink and white one and we'll just use a white one. Here we go. I think I got more packs of those too. So yeah, I thought we'd do a few different gift things, and you can start getting ready for some of your gifts that you need for Christmas. There. So So there's our little, oops, and I do have a bottom for this. This is from Kaiser Craft, and it is Magnolia Grove Collection, and this is like velvet. It's like velvet on this paper. So I punched out a circle, sat this down on it, and trimmed off the excess. So that is our bottom. So I'm going to put some hot glue on this, and then this will drip down onto that can, and that'll be our bottom to that. Just like that. That will look nice. So then it's finished. You could add felt too if you don't have paper that you want to use on the bottom. A piece of your craft felt or whatever will work. All right, so that is our pencil holder. So now let's go ahead and get back to our little notepad holder here, and we will decorate that. So let's do some of this on the inside. Excuse me. So this will be, let me get my ruler here, set this aside. This is going to be 2 or 3 inches. I'm going to do 3 inches by 7 1/8, I think. 3 by 7 1/8. Okay. So remove this stuff out of the way. All right. Cover that. Three inches wide. 3 inches wide. Does that sound right? I think wider than that. What did I do? Yep, just a little over 3 inches wide. I'm going to go 3 1/8. 3 1/8. Okay, and then this I'm just going to bring up here, and I'm going to mark it. And I know exact. Okay. All right. Lost my mark. Yep, it is there. That's what I thought. Okay, right there. There we go. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and glue that down. I don't know if I should. Back of this was pretty too, but it's just a little too plain to go with that other decorative paper, and I like the words. All right, just like that. Perfect. Okay. It's just got to get used to bending too. Let's see. Everything wants to, I probably could have cut those separate. Maybe I should have. Yep, I should have. Can I get that up? Nope, I can't. Dang it. All right, it's going to have to bend. The problem is it's getting thick there. It's just getting thick right in that little joint. Oh, there we go. Okay. I'm going to actually take my scissors. So when you do this, do these separate here. Don't do these together. Don't do it in one piece. Do it 2 separate pieces and lay it on the top. Let me get that out of there. There we go. Okay. That way it's not. There we go. That way it's not inhibiting that thing there. There we go. Could be trimmed down just a little bit more, I think. All right. A good thing this one is for me. So now, do not cut that one piece. Two separate pieces. This is just going to be on my desktop, so I'm not too worried about it. Like I said, I used to do them in wood and leather, so I didn't need to do much on the inside. Okay. Always got to be something, you know. Nothing ever can go easy. That's not true. I usually don't have too much trouble. There. There we go. That's much better. Much better, much better. So remember, two separate squares to fit in here, and I will add something in there to cover up that yuckies there later on. All right. So this will fit in here. This will go like this. This will tie. So let's go ahead and decorate our outside. So this one is got to be facing up. Let's do, we need some of this, this cardstock. I think we're going to do this corner here. So I'm just going to mark it with a pencil. So here and here. So I'm going to cut this long ways. Oops. Actually, I'm going to cut this short ways first because I've got that tag still on there. There we go. So there we go. Perfect. That. I think I'm going to just use my inker. I can find it. There it is. We're just gonna just punch that a little bit there. Down. We're gonna glue that on. And before we decorate the top, we're gonna do the bottom. So that's all done. So, but we want to get this facing in the right direction. It's got about 1/16 of an inch all the way around there. Okay. 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 Now we're going to do the same for this one. I think this, when you flip it over, we're going to this one facing up too. So we just cut that strip. So let's do another one of those. I got the right height. Let's just get our width here. There we go. And distress the edges here. Or not distress the edges, ink the edges. Okay. And again, we want this to face the right direction this way. Okay. Let's do just a small band on the very, there. Do we need to? I don't think we need it. I think we're good. Okay. So this is going to go sit in here. Now it's got sticky on there. So sit that in there. So bring this down. I'm going to give this a tie here. So that is number, oh, let's decorate it. Let's put some flowers on there. So we have this one. We need a bigger one. So let's go ahead and put that up in this corner here. I don't want to hide the butterfly. Let me give this little pinky one there. And one of these ones. There we go. All these are kind of in the same color combination. So, and let's go ahead and let's add a music note on this. Let's get a different one. Now let's get this one here. Okay. Whoopsie. That'd be a good music teacher's gift, huh? Especially for the younger grades, right? And then let's throw one of these white roses in there. Not a very big area, so I think we can, we don't have to have as much there. All right. Let's put this up there like that. All right. So there is, wow, the lighting is just crazy. There we go. Okay, so there's number 2. So we have this one and this one. All right. Number 3 is the photo frame. And I have cut a 5x7 piece of chipboard. And then this is just like 6 1/4 by 8 1/4. I'm just going to do a 3/4 inch on each edge. So go ahead and put some glue down. I'm just going to eyeball this. I don't need it exact. There we go. Same cardstock. This is basil. What color basil? Is it I want to say like bubble gum or something like that, I believe is what it is. I believe. Okay, so now we're going to kind of bend these over. Wrap it just like books. Okay. So let me know what you think of doing some gifts instead of, and we'll get back to Christmas decorations too, I'm sure. And I just thought this might be a nice change for a bit. Oops, dang it. Trim these corners here. So that is why I thought, well, we'll just go ahead and make some gifts. Those look good. I have a lot of the cans. That I decorate. I did a video early on. One of my first videos was decorating the metal cans. I use them on my table. I use them on my other big work area. I got big ones that hold paintbrushes, and so I use a lot of them. And I do them with fabric and burlap, and just so they're not just plain. Actually, the big burlap ribbon, like at Hobby Lobby in the wedding department, the wide stuff, works good for the bigger cans. All right, so we got that. Now these are cut down just to kind of slip right on there. So one for the back and then one for the front. So I think we're going to do the butterfly one on the front. Yes, we're going to do the butterfly one on the front. This is my back. I didn't see any sense of covering with the cardstock there because this is going to cover it. This is heavy decorative cardstock. It's good quality. Excuse me. Getting a little froggy. And we got about 1/8 of an inch around that edge there. There we go. Perfect. Should have distressed the back of that one too, but I think we'll be all right. Should have edged it. So this is the one that Tammy Merrill's got a video out. Her video consists of this, like I said, I think a pizza box or something like that, a little fold-up box to hold candies or something, and then a notepad holder too. So I skipped through to do the frame. I wanted to watch her how she did her frame. Okay, so that's drying. Now I've got another piece of chipboard here that is 6 5/8 high by 1 3/4 wide. I'm going to cut the 6 5/8 side down by 1 3/4 inches. So 1 3/4. So now I've got my strip of cardstock here. This is 3 inches wide by 8 1/4 high. Sticky tape there. There we go. So we're going to glue these down. I'm going to leave like 1/4 of an, or about 1/8 of an inch there. So it has way to bend. Let's see if I can get this right here. So just going to eyeball it. And that be exact. And I had a white piece. These are all scraps. These pieces of chipboard I've been using are all from my scraps. So I had a white one, which really doesn't matter, but I cut it too short. So again, I'm going to leave about 1/8 of an inch, like that. Perfect. Let's flip this over and get this. You can use tape. I just figured it would be faster for me. I kind of hold those together. I don't want them to separate. Same way, come back in, trim these. here. All right, fold this in, trim that, same here. Okay. That, there we go. Okay. There's glue. And that glue along the edge there, right up against there, helps soften that a little bit. All right. Let's go ahead and fold in our opposite edges there. There we go. That in. Press it down. That in. Press it down. Okay, I'm going to flip this over and kind of get that bending that way and this way. There we go. Okay. Now let's cover another strip of cardstock here. Cover that. Let's see here. Pencil. We want to make this finished looking. So let's do there and there. All right. And then before we put this on there, we will, before we attach this to the back, we will decorate our front because it'll be easier. All right. So this should cover that. Just like so. And sometimes measuring like that makes it a lot easier than having to get the ruler out, measure, and then go back because you forgot the measurement. But yeah, I do both. I kind of hop back and forth. I don't have a method that I am just stuck on. So. All right, so that's our thing. This is our back. This is our front. Let's see here. Now I have some stickers here. Let's see. I think I want this at the top. I don't use a lot of stickers, but these stickers here, they are embossed. And they have some glitter on them. So I'm going to put that up there at the top, like so. Now, we are going to cut out some other paper. I have some swirls. I have some pretty brown. I don't want anything real distinct. I have some wood grain. And she added some small pieces like this to kind of offset the paper and decorate it. So I'm going to go ahead and let's see if I have 5 by 7. All right, like that. So it's 5 by 7. This is a standard 4 by 6. So your picture can be a little bit smaller than that, or you can put a full size on there. So I think I'm going to trim these at the same time. And I want them maybe this long. Let's see here. So let's do them 5 inches long. Okay, it's 5 by 7, so let's do 4 inches. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, so we got this one, and then this one. Yeah, I think that'd be all right. And then we can put a picture in the center here. Okay, so let me just do this here. Oh, and I had some ribbon I wanted to put on that too. That we can add that ribbon to this too, and maybe to the other thing. Forgot all about that. So we will add that. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue this one down. Oh, for goodness sakes. So I want like this, like that. And Tamara had a good idea. She went like this, got her glue on the inside so she knew exactly where she wanted it. Didn't have to worry about it moving around then. I thought that was a pretty good idea. That holds it just enough. And then she added glue to the back. And that way they were exactly the way she wanted them. She didn't have to try to figure it out again. Oh, that was pretty clever. So we're going to do that. Oh, I think my butterfly's covered. Oh well. Okay. So we have our flower here. This is the last one of these. Let's go ahead and put that on there. Okay. Put it up in this corner here. And then one of the whites. Just like that. And I think we can do both of these. Or maybe one of this one here, I think. Pretty small. And then maybe we'll grab another one of those white cream ones. There we go. Just like that. Let me slide one of these paper ones out here. And we'll put that just like that there. Okay. Okie dokie. Now, where's that pearl? There we go. The lace. This is the lace. So let me grab this. This lace was supposed to go along the bottom there and the top there. So let's go ahead and measure this out. That. Okay. You can always trim it down a little bit. I'm going to run a bead of hot glue right along this edge here, real tiny. Start that up in there. Just like this here. Whoops, get on there. Before it dries. Okay. Again, little bead of glue. Doesn't take much. This is just lace from Hobby Lobby. Oh, this one might not be. This one is from the Dollar Tree. Or Family Dollar, one of the dollar stores. I was out of the one from Hobby Lobby. But hey, $1's better than $1.99 on sale, right? Okay. And then, oops. Woo. Okay. Got in there. There we go. We'll trim that off. What's left hanging there. Okay. Trim it. Just like that. So there, we got that. Now let's put one down along the bottom. I think we can squeeze that in there. Yeah, we'll be able to get that up underneath there. And we'll move it like that long. Again, if it's too long, we can cut it. And we're going to leave the started in the back here. Okay. So we're just going to, oopsie, a little bit of glue to hold that edge. Just like that. And then we're going to run our bead right along the bottom there, just like we did the top. Just a real thin bead of hot glue. Press that in there. You can see my pin for my glue. Oh, there it is. Gotta get that closed up. It's going to dry and I don't have any. There we go. All right, now let me see if I'm able to. Oh yeah, okay. Just wanted to make sure I was going to be able to. Oops. Oh, you know what? I'm going to have to use something else for that. I'm going to have to use that fabric glue, I guess, because the hot glue dried too fast. Okay, now you can see where it dipped through. There we go. All right. I want to get underneath there. Get underneath there too. You can always go back and kind of retack things here if we need to. I think that, yep, I'm going to need to retack that little wood piece. All right. And you'd think it's just lace, but it does add so much to the design. Okay. Okay, there we go. Just that little bit of adds a different texture and there. The glue string there. There, to me that looks just so much better. How about that? Okay. Well, I'm thinking of it. Let me get the glue glue stuck all over my fingers. Let me get out my garbage here a second. I know this is a little bit longer video than I like. All right. So let's go ahead and do this. If this doesn't work, I'll know in a couple hours. If it doesn't work, then I will use E6000s because I know that will work. And I don't mind that hot glue is still on there because of the depth of the bottom of the cam. Okay, so I'm going to leave that upside down like that so that can drip and connect. And then I'll flip it over in just a little bit. So there's with the lace. There we go. All right. So sit that like that. All right. Now, just add a little tiny bit of lace right down at the bottom here. Just to tie these all together. A little bit just like that. All right. So I'm going to put this, I think, on the lace here because I want this at the top. I want this one to go this way. Just like so. There we go. There. And that helps match with that. All right, and we can also add lace down at the bottom of our picture frame here. The same thing. Just to bring everything all together. And I know it's kind of hard to get that right down there, like so. Hmm. All right. So, like I said, if we have a picture, cut it down, we can put it on there. That'll still show. All right. And yeah, I think that's good. So let's flip this over. And then here's our stand. And we are going to bring that center lined up with the bottom there, and then we will glue this down, and then that will keep that from kicking out. Okay, so we just need to glue this part down. Not the other part. Center it along the bottom here. Height, there's right lined up with the bottom, and then press that there, just like that. Let's go ahead and just add a piece of that other, oh, maybe, let's bring in the music note, since that's on everything else. Let me see here. Yeah, I don't have any scraps that are long enough. So let's just add some music note to bring that in there. We didn't add we had to add some of our things there. So let me go ahead and mark this, and we're going to cut it separate. So here, and then here and here. And there. Okay. Set this aside. All right. Almost done. And then you will have a there we go. So all right, I've got to trim that here. This is Authentique paper here. I had about 4 or 5 sheets of the same paper, and I wish I had about 24 of it, because I just love this paper. I think it is so pretty. Okay, so here, and then that, and there's my other mark right there. Hard to see. I think it's right there. If not, we'll just cut another piece. There we go. Okay. All right. It could be cut down just a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Here we go. then everything is pulled together like it should be. And I think I'm going to trim this down just a little bit here. And the other way too. Just a little, I mean, just a tiny, tiny bit. All right. And let's make a cute little desk set or all right, perfect. There we go. So, and then this will stand up just like that. See that? Just like that. Perfect. So we have our frame. We have our paper pad holder, our sticky note holder, and we have our pencil holder. So that's our 3 pieces. And I am ready for something to drink. My throat is getting dry. I appreciate you stopping by, and I hope you subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you do, make sure you hit the bell so you can be notified each time I put up a new video. And I think I'm going to do a few more of these gift ones. So you have time to gather your materials, watch for sales, and then you can do up some of these for your friends or coworkers. Or, and like I said, they do not have to be real girly like this. If they have a favorite theme, you pick out that paper and go with that theme. And like I said, with men, you could, glue on, excuse me, all kinds of things, screws or what they're into, bolts and, whatever they're into. My husband has his hobbies, and so I would go with something like that. So thumbs up is always appreciated. And until the next time, I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.